ونصل إلى المساحة الأسبوعية التي خصصناها لنفهم الصين في سلسلة تمر تباعا على أهم ملامح المشهد الاقتصادي الصيني. حديثنا اليوم عن إشكالية الاستهلاك الصيني. وللمزيد مع اليوم من لندن السيد شانغ ليو المتخصص في الاقتصاد الصيني في مؤسسة كابيتال ايكونومكس. سيد شانغ، بداية ما هو السبب وراء عدم إنفاق الصينيين نسبا كبيرة من مداخيلهم؟
This can be attributed to a number of factors, including the fact that there is no social security system that's fully functioning in China, so people need to save more. There's also limited access to credit for Chinese households, and then there are also cultural aspects as well. So for these two reasons, consumption, the share of GDP, is lower in China than in other major economies. But this is not unusual, because in Japan and Korea, during their development phase, this was exactly the same. They also went through the same shift. That said, consumption growth in China is actually very strong. Last year, household consumption grew by 10.5%, and in the first 9 months of this year, retail sales in real terms it has also grown by 10.5%. And if you look at company data, even though it's a little bit mixed, there are pockets of clear strength, such as Apple in Q3, when sales rose by 99% in China.
سيد شانغ، ابقى معي لنستعرض المزيد من المؤشرات المرتبطة بالاستهلاك الصيني. أعود إلى ضيفي السيد شانغ ليو من جديد. سيد شانغ، كيف يمكن للحكومة برأيك تحفيز إنفاق المستهلك الصيني؟
Well, one of the main reform agendas of the current government, and that was re-emphasized in the draft of the 5-year plan released last week, is a shift towards consumption and services-led economy, a growth, basically. And this is positive for two reasons. One, a shift towards services away from industry will reduce imbalances in the Chinese economy, such as overcapacity in a number of industrial sectors. But also services hires more people per unit of output than industry, so this will also boost employment in China. And at the same time, wages in China are also still growing at a very solid pace. So the combination of higher employment and higher wages should be positive for growth in consumption over the next few years. And it's encouraging to see that policymakers are still committed to focusing on the livelihoods of people and the consumption side of the economy, despite the slowdown in growth earlier this year. In the draft of the 5-year plan, again, there was a huge emphasis on creating a moderately prosperous or well-off society, which includes poverty alleviation, reducing inequality, and protection of the environment.
سيدي، دعنا نستعرض آخر مجموعة من المؤشرات المرتبطة بموضوع الاستهلاك الصيني قبل أن نتابع. وأعود إلى ضيفي بسؤالي الأخير. سيد شانغ، هل النمو في الصين اليوم يدفع نحو نزوح المواطنين نحو المدن الكبرى، أم أن سياسة النزوح هي التي تدعم النمو اليوم؟
Well, I think earlier on in China's development, centrally planned city formations around the coast was a major reason for its fast economic development and shift away from agrarian culture economy to industry and services. But the main driving force behind urbanization over the last few decades is the development of the economy in general. Because once the agricultural sector shrank, there was a need for fewer workers to live and work in rural areas. And the new industries, manufacturing and services, tend to be based more in cities. So people tended to move towards cities, and new cities formed, which drove much of that shift. And In fact, you could actually argue that the government has been holding back urbanization in China because of the early development policies of the Chinese government. What has happened is the coastal cities like Shanghai are much wealthier than inland regions. So there's a huge demand for migration away from rural inland regions towards these cities. But China has a hukou system which prevents free movement of labor.
من لندن السيد تشانغ ليو المتخصص في الاقتصاد الصيني في مؤسسة كابيتال ايكونومكس، شكرا جزيلا لك.